Welcome back for part 2 of the Together app. So if you did not hear the first part, which was last week, you are totally fine to just join us for this part and then go back. They're basically two separate things within the app. I will just say the Together app was produced by FamilySearch, and you can get it on the Google Play Store if you have Android, or you can get it on the Apple Store, App Store, if you've got an iPhone. Another thing that I would like to remind you of is you started listening to this and you're just having audio only. You really want to go to the video version on YouTube, because I'm going to be showing you things on the screen that are really important for you to be able to see. You won't understand it if you're just listening. So there are 2 versions, so look for the one that is the video version. All right, so I am so excited about this Together app. It is absolutely fabulous, and I hope that you played with it this last week. Some of you may have just tried the whole thing out. Some of you may have said, I'm going to wait to find out what Colette has to say. And so we're going to just jump right in, and I'm going to share my screen. Share screen. Then I'm going to share my iPhone screen. This is so beautiful that we can do this. So I should be showing up on the right, and you should be seeing my phone screen in the center. So as a reminder, a refresher, or if this is your first time, the Together app is a pink icon with the FamilySearch logo in the center. And as a reminder that it syncs with FamilySearch. So whatever you get on Together is based on what's on your tree currently. And then you'll get hints based on what's on your tree. So if you have a very small tree, you may not, the things that I'm going to show you now, you may not have as much information pop up. But I'd love to get your feedback. It would be great to know if you're in a part of the world where records are harder to come by. I would like to know what your experience is. So be sure and make a comment after this podcast down below what your experience was. And I would love to know your successes. What's worked? Did you record a story as we talked about in the previous one? So you'll download the Together app, and then once you get in, you'll need to sign into your FamilySearch account. And I was already signed into FamilySearch. If you click on this little more down in the bottom, we didn't really talk about that last time. But the more, that's where you can sign out. So I'm seeing on my main screen, because I'm already signed in, this is what I would see. Otherwise, you would have the option to log into the Together app, which basically syncs you with FamilySearch. So you're going to be connected. So this is what we talked about last week, which was the stories. Now I want you to look down at the bottom. We're going to talk about some of the other things that are available in this app. So you can click on Feed, which is on the bottom, and it will show the groups that you're in. So all family groups, or if I just want one family group, I can click on that. I'm just going to do all family groups, and I can see these are some of the things that I've added to the tree, and some that a few other family members have added. So that's what the feed is anything that people have been adding within the Together app. It's not necessarily what the feed that you would see on FamilySearch. Then right next to that, to the right, is the temple icon. So if you click on that, this allows you to find a name to take to the temple. Okay, so you might be asking, well, what's the difference between the FamilySearch app, where I can just click on Ordinances Ready, or this? This has both. It has the ability to do Ordinances Ready. See that black bar? If I tap on that, it takes me into my FamilySearch app, and there I can do the Ordinances Ready. That's probably very familiar to most of you. I'm going to go back, top right corner, I can click on Together, and it takes me back. I will show you some other features that are so cool, and they are connected with the FamilySearch Lab that we talked about 2 times ago, I believe. The temple ordinances, it used to be called, can't remember now. Campaign roll-up test is what it used to be called, and now it's a temple ordinances. I still can't remember the name. I just get on it on my computer, but we talked about it a couple times ago. So this is how you can access it through through your phone, it's looks a little bit different, but it helps you to find those names super easy. So we've got temple work right here, my reservations, a little bit about the temple, my temple experiences. So this bottom part is similar to what we saw, but this is a little bit more sacred. These are experiences that you've had in the temple that you want to share. You can keep them as just for you, and you can mark that, and it will be totally private, or you can share it. If you want to share it with certain people, you have the ability to do that. But we're going to go back up here to the top because I want you to see how amazing this is for reserving names to take to the temple. So if you click on temple opportunities right here, and we talked a little bit about this last week because you can access that same icon from the main page. This takes you to the FamilySearch tree and searches for your relatives that are ready to have their work done. So I can filter it by that little filter. I can do all ordinances, or let's say I'm going to do initiatory this week, so I'm going to click on initiatory and apply filter. And I will see that there is Ruby. She has been shared with the temple as indicated by the little clock, but Ava has not been shared. She was born in Norway. She lived to be 90. I can learn more about her by clicking on the learn more. I can view my relationship by clicking. So she's my third cousin, 5 times removed on my dad's side. And I would love to do her initiatory. And then I can see there's also Hertha Ingeborg Lunden, and she was born in Denmark. And I can actually click and say, see more relatives. And there's a Ruth Helm. Do we have a Helm up here? Oh, she's probably the sister of Ava. So I could reserve her as well. And then there's an Ellen May Ferguson. So you can see all of these I could reserve. One thing I would just encourage you to do before you reserve, we've talked about this before, but is to go in. If you click on Ava's name in black, it takes you to FamilySearch. And just scroll over and make sure she has a source. So she has 13 sources. She has a birth date and a birthplace, as you can see on FamilySearch. So I feel very good that I am good to reserve her. So I can reserve her directly from where I'm at right now by clicking on the little green temple. And I can say request. And if I don't want to do all of the ordinances, let's say I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the endowment, I can just click on the little box and it gets rid of endowment and sealing to parents and sealing to spouse. So I could just choose the initiatory and say request. And now it's going into my temple ordinance reservations. All right. So if we do the little back arrow down at the very bottom left, that takes us back to this page. One thing I've learned as I've played with this is if you click the X that's in the top right or top left corner, that will kick you out back to the main page. And then you'll have to click on the little icon to come back into here. So I can come in here and I will, that's what I just recommend is make sure they have a source. Make sure you're feeling good about that they lived past age 8 to move past baptism and confirmation. So I could change the filter and I could say I want to do sealing to parents. And the beautiful thing about this is that you can reserve a lot of people all at once. Whereas in Ordinance Ready, it gives you a set amount. So this is a way that you can get more records. So let's say you're going to the temple for an entire day. You have to travel to get there. You can get a whole bunch of people ready to do at the temple all in one spot. So if I do sealing to parents and I say apply filter, then all of a sudden I can see I have my second great aunt, and I don't know why she's showing up still. She's all gray. That means everything's been done. So I really do need to see what's going on. Maybe she's got family members that need something done. And I can see here that there's some sealing to parents that are ready to go. And then I click see more relatives and it pulls up some more for me. Now, if you don't see anything like this, it could be that you have a very small tree. And so if you're in an area of the world where there's not very many records, focus on adding what you know. Work on the stories, work on adding names and dates, interview relatives, especially during these holiday times. Get as much on there as you can. And as the church gathers more records and gets them digitized, you will start to see hints that will help you to build your tree. All right, so we've got that one. That was under temple opportunities. Let me go back to that one more time and just make sure I didn't omit anything. So this is basically doing a very similar thing to what we saw on the lab that we talked about a few weeks ago, where it's searching your tree, looking for relatives. So let's just scroll down and make sure. Oh, yes. So this is great. If you are a new convert or you're helping somebody, you might be a family history consultant. It's really nice because it helps you know what to do once you've reserved an ordinance. And it talks about how you can make an appointment, how you can print the card, how you can take it to your temple. And then you can actually click on this, go to my reservations, and see your reservations. And I love this all throughout the app. There's different places where there's quotes about the power of the temple. So if I click go to my reservations, then I can see these are the reservations I have here. And I can click by view. If I want not printed, click not printed. And then let's see, reset. Let's reset our filters. And I'm going to say not printed. And there we go. So these are my ones that are not printed. So I can go through here. I can even filter it by ordinances. If I want to just do males or females, I can do it that way. And then I can just check on these little boxes, and down at the bottom, I can click print. Or if I wanted to share this, let's say my sister's going, I can say share with individual, and I can put her email address and email it to her. I'm not going to do that right now. So I'm going to say done. And remember, we have this little arrow down on the bottom left. I don't want to click the X to the top left. That'll kick me back to the main page. So I'm going to do the little arrow. See if it'll let me do it. Let's see, cancel. There we go. See if I can get out. I might not be able to. It's not tapping it with my finger. So I'm going to just go back out. Now we're back at the main page. The next thing I want to show you is my temple service. So this one is really nice because it shows me the ordinances that have been completed. And this is what I talked about a while back. But you can come, I can click on, let's just go to Oki Nielsen. I can see he needs sealed to his parents. So that would be a great one I could grab it if I'm going to do sealings this week. But I can go to his person page. And I can look and see, does he have any sources? He has one. So notice up in the top right corner, there's a little blue circle, which indicates that there's records. So I could tap on that and maybe I'll find a spouse. Maybe I will find missing children. So I can just tap on that. And this says he's the head of the house. And there's a wife. Look at that. And there's the actual record that I can tap on and look at. So remember, go down to, let's see what's going to let me do it. It's not letting me do it. Let me do the back arrow. I don't know why on my phone it's not doing it, but I'm going to have to exit out. So let's go back into my temple service. I think it's because I'm sharing the screen with you guys. So let's go back to Oki. And I'm going to go to a person. Let's see, maybe he already has a spouse. And I was just getting excited. Let me go to family. And there she is, Kirsten's daughter. And then there's his parents, and his siblings. So I can go and look at all of these and see if there's any missing ordinances that need done. If I click on Kirstina, and oh, look at that. There's a green temple. What does that mean? Let's check it out. I click ordinances, and she was done. She's ready to be sealed to her parents. So I'm going to request that right now. I think I see sealings on the horizon. I think that's what we're going to be doing. And now I have reserved her. Do you see how fast and easy? That was in like 2 minutes that I was able to find that. And that was just going back to somebody that I'd recently done. One of the things I love about this app is it helps you to connect entire families. So that's the My Temple Service app. You can also make an appointment. So I can click on this. When I click on this, it's going to take me to the page where I will sign in with my FamilySearch username and password. So I would do that, or I can submit names to the prayer roll right through here. So do you see how this Together app is really bringing together? That is a pun that is intended. It's bringing together your church account. So your tools. It's bringing, so you can make an appointment, you can submit names to prayer roll, you can reserve, and also bringing together the FamilySearch app all in one spot. It's colorful. I feel like it's engaging. It makes me want to use it because it's easy. It's a really easy way to find your family. And on the submit names to prayer roll, same thing. You'll just sign in. So I just wanted you to see that. And then down here, you can see my reservations. And these are people that I've reserved, so I could go back and look at them and see, did I miss somebody? Are there more records that I could attach? And then down here, temple recommend questions. This is amazing. If you're a new convert, if you are somebody who's been away from the temple and you need to get a new temple recommend, if you're getting it renewed, if you're having a family home evening or a YSA class, here are the recommend questions. Is that not amazing? So you'll be prepared for when you go and are asked these questions. Every single time that I am asked these questions, especially the first one, do you have faith in and a testimony of God, the Eternal Father, His Son, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Ghost? The Spirit whispers to me that I do, and that they are real, and that they know us and love us. And I hope that as you do this work and during this Christmas season, that you will feel of their love. And if you're listening to this next year when it's not Christmas, I hope that you will feel of their love as you become a savior on Mount Zion and help redeem your family. And we're going to talk about one more thing. We're making this into a 3-part series because there's so much to cover in this. This one are the promises. So this is the quotes. Let me go back. So this is about the temple, family history, and temple promises. And you've got quotes from President Monson. You've got quotes from President Nelson, Elder Menlin. You can just click through here. It's beautiful as a reminder of why you want to go to the temple, why you want your family to go, your children. It's very helpful for if you're giving a talk or just as a reminder before you go of the power that comes. I love this. Let's see if they have one of my favorite. I love this one from Elder Bednar. As you respond in faith to this invitation, your heart shall turn to the fathers, and I promise you will be protected against the intensifying influence of the adversary. As you participate in and love this holy work, you will be safeguarded in your youth and throughout your life. And I testify that that is true. This work is amazing. It has the power and the ability to bring peace beyond anything that you could ever imagine. So we're going to do a 3rd part, and we'll cover next week activities. Feel free to go check it out yourself beforehand. Otherwise, I'll go into a little bit more depth on all of the amazingness that's in the activities. So my challenge to you this week is to make an appointment with the temple right here, and then go in and find a name that you can take to the temple. Let's see if we can unshare. Stop mirroring. And we'll stop sharing here. I just appreciate those of you that show up and that you watch this, and that I'm grateful when you share a message that this has helped you. I hope that you start to feel the power and the spirit of this work. It's absolutely amazing. It brings me so much joy. And just remember, if you have family that's over in any of the areas that I mentioned earlier, let me know, because I know God wants us to go. And I know there's people to find. So it may be that we just are volunteers and doing billion graves as we love to do. But if there's someplace specific that's not too far off of our travel itinerary, I would love to help. So we will see you next week with part 3.